This week we'll be doing Google Docs again. To start out with, under week 7, you'll see Google Doc assignment. Open and make a copy. Go ahead and click on that link and you'll have access to it. And this is week 7's assignment. We will be creating heading styles, borders and shading, bullets, paragraph spacing for before and after, and we're going to add a header. Before we do that, we'll need to get a copy of this assignment into our drive. So to do that, to create a copy in your own drive, you go to File, Make a Copy. Let's go ahead and rename it right here. What I want you to do is click right here and put your last name. And if you have folders on your Google Drive, you can add it to a folder, or you just leave it on your drive. Let's go ahead and put it on my drive. Oops, my drive. And go ahead and say OK. Now this copy you can edit and change. The other copy you wouldn't have had the access to change and edit it. This now is your copy on your Google Drive. So this is a 2-page document. Page 1, we have the objectives for what we're going to do this week in Google Docs. Below that we have a list of formattings we'll apply. And then we have the document you're going to be applying the formatting to. So first thing it says is rename your document. And we've already named it when we just opened it up. But you could click here and spell last name right. If it changes, rename your document. That would be the first thing you would do. Now step 2, we've added headers and footers in Word, and now we're going to add a heading here. And the heading will be your name. So to add a heading in Google Docs, you'll click on the Insert menu and drop down to Header and Page Number. And with these menus, drop-down menus, you go straight across to the menu to the side, and we want to put a header, so you just click on Insert Header. We'll have to scroll up just a bit to see the header. So up here is where you would insert your header. And I want the header, your last name, on the right-hand side, and by default it's to the far right. You could make it a left, center. But I'd like your header on the far right, and I'd like it to be your last name. I'm going to type student name, but I'd like your name here. And I wanted it to be underlined. We've done that before. Oops. Sorry, wrong button. Underline it. And then we'll be done with the header. Click out of that. Okay, so step 2 is completed. And you'll notice that now we added a header, and your name is on page 1 and on page 2. So when you put a header in the document, it shows up on each page. Next, step 3, we'll apply a title style to types of business structure. So let's scroll on to page 2, types of business structure. Just like Word, you'll need to first select types of business structure. Next, you go to choose normal text. When you drop this down, you'll see the different styles, headings, title, heading 1, heading 2. It's very similar to Word. Go to Format, Paragraph Styles, and they're this way too. You can do the same thing. So we've selected the text, and we're going to apply a title style. So just click on it. So we now applied the title style to the title of this document. We'll go up. We're on step 4. It says apply a heading style, heading 1 style to the headings, business structure, sole proprietorship, partnerships, etc. So we go down below, we find business structures. Again, just select the text, drop the list down, heading 1. sole proprietorships, select, heading 1, and so on throughout the list. Very similar to Word, not much different. Alrighty. And you'll continue on your assignment to apply the side headings, heading 1 styles to the side headings on that next page. Step 5, you're going to apply a 3-point dark blue bottom border below the paragraph under Business Structures. Again, very similar to Word. We're going to go below the paragraph, click right here. This is where we want to apply a bottom border. So make sure your insertion point is right below this paragraph. And borders and shading are in the Format menu. You drop down your Format menu, go to Paragraphs and Styles, and the option is Border and Shading. This is a little different than Word. What you'll do is you'll click on a button, and that would apply a top border, a bottom border, left border, right border, middle border. So you just click on and select where you want the border. I'm going to turn off, I don't want the top, I don't want left or right or middle, but I'd like to have a bottom border. So I've selected the bottom border. The border width, we did this in Word, it says 3 points. 3 points. You could have different kinds. You could have a line, dash, dot. There's not as many options as Word, but we'll stick with the line. Border color, dark blue. Oops, that's not very dark. Dark blue. Dark blue, I'll take that one. Okay, so I've applied a bottom border, 3 points. It's a solid line. Color's dark blue. And last, I'll just say to apply it. And there you go. It's the bottom border's there. Next step, a bulleted list. Just like Word, we've got a list down here. Oh, let me get some extra spacing in here. Let me change that spacing. I've got extra space here. I've got extra space, and I'm just going to delete that space out. See if I can get that list together. Well, the list is over 2 pages, but I'll go ahead and select it and clean the extra spacing out in a minute. So to apply bullets, just select your list. So some examples here, Costco, Amazon, and so on. Select the list first. And the bulleted list you can see right here, bullets, drop it down. And you can choose whichever bullet you like. I'm going to try these. There's your bulleted list. All right, I think we have one more thing. We're going to change the spacing before and after on the headed limited liability companies. So, limited liability companies. This one you would have had applied your style heading 1. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So we have a heading 1 style. We're going to change the before and after spacing. We did this in Word, so there's a little spacing before and spacing after, and that's what we're going to do after on this text here. So I'll make sure that I'm clicked in that text, somewhere in that paragraph. And I'm going to go to Format Paragraph. I'm going to go down to Options. I take that back. I forgot where it was. It's under Format, Line Spacing, which makes more sense. Go over here to, now the line spacing right now is 1.15, 1.5, make double, single. But I'm going to go down here to Custom Line Spacing, and this shows you the line spacing right now is 1.14. The spacing before is 20, and the spacing after is 6. And that was set with heading 1, but we can change it by clicking here. I want the spacing before to be 10 points, spacing after 10, and I'll go ahead and apply that. And it looks a little different. Sometimes you do that if you want to get someone's attention on something, make it look a little, stand out a little more. Anyway, that's how you apply the spacing before and after. Let's go back up. I think we've got everything on the list we need to do for this assignment this week. Last thing you want to do is be sure and share the document with me. That'll be your last step. And you'll be ready to upload it. I'm sorry, to take it back. You don't upload this, you share it. I'll get a message you have it, and I'll be able to look at it. Thank you.